Okay, this one's for all of the dirty dogs and salty sailors out there. I know you don't want to see recaps or stats or whatever. You want to see opinions and tier lists. So I'm going to do a tier list of all of the players from the Sweden Major. Yes, it's true. Now you must be thinking, what a daunting task. How will he undertake this? How could he possibly rank 80 different players from so many different countries, so many different regions? And they have to play against different people under different circumstances, and they all played in different groups and all of these different factors. How could you possibly rank how good they are? Well, that's the thing. I'm not. You got baited. I'm going to be ranking these 80 players by how cool I think their names are. Okay, let's get started. And I guess, well, before we get started, let's just talk about how I'm going to be ranking them. It's mostly just my opinion. I have them completely copied here from how they are capitalized and spelled from Wikipedia. So, I mean, you can take it up with them if any of them are spelled weirdly or capitalized weirdly. And I'm gonna not try to take that too much into consideration, especially the capitalization thing, but when they replace the like letters with numbers, that might affect it. And well, we'll see how much things affect things. And I guess I'm just gonna, well, should I go in a random order? I'm just gonna start from right to left. No, am I? Yeah, I'm gonna start from right to left. And actually, since I know what most of you absolute savages really want, I'm gonna switch these even. Okay, doing it on the fly. So I know some of you fiends really want to see how much the American players are popping, but they're gonna go last. Okay, so we're gonna start over here with, or I guess we'll start here. Okay, and maybe it's easiest if I just like cut it. So S tier, A, B, C, D, no F tier because I don't think any of these names are bad enough to deserve an F. And maybe I'll have to add it if I find one that I really don't like, but I don't think I probably will. So again, D is pretty low, but again, like just it's a comparison sort of thing. Like if you like your name, it's cool. Don't let me get you down or whatever. For all of the like 0 people on this list that might watch this video, maybe a few, I don't know, who's to really say. Okay, so we're starting with Worthy from New Zealand. All right, this is a pretty good name, nothing wrong with it, and it's just spelled normally, normal capitalization, no weird stuff going on. And you know, I'm just gonna give it a nice C here. Okay, now, oh, it's gonna do this. I guess I'll correct it at the end. That's unfortunate. Actually, I don't really want to do that, so I'm just gonna do this. Did I need to do that? Yeah, why is it like that? Curious, quite curious, Google Sheets. Why would you do that? All right, we're just gonna undo all this and go back. All right, super scuffed edition, but I know some people like the scuff marks, don't they? All right, Leon Gibbs. And there's gonna be a lot of names on this list that are just based on their real names, and his real name is what, like Leon Giddens. Sometimes they are cool and sometimes they're not, and it's really just based on how cool the regular name is. I'm not a huge fan of just how his name sounds. I mean, Leon's an alright name within like Gids. Maybe I'll move a few at the end. I'm just gonna put it in C tier tentatively. I kind of want it in D, but I'm gonna put it in C. But Gig, yo, you're going in D tier because I just don't like the cut of your jib in this name. It looks kind of cool, I guess. With, you know, it's a nice short name. And the capitalization is interesting here, more so than I think in a lot of other names. But I just don't like how Gig sounds, really. It is what it is. All right, Joe, 2-letter name. No, it's not lowercase like some of the other names. And you know, it just sounds pretty good. It's pretty classic. A lot of the Asian players will have like American sounding names. I mean, I guess Joe is, you know, average Joe and all this, and it's usually Joe, but I'm gonna put this in a B. I kind of like it. I kind of like how that one sounds. All right, so Ryze this is pretty cool. He has an extra S in there, and I mean, for all I know, Belgians be putting extra S's in there, or you know, maybe it's normally spelled with an S, but it's a Z. I don't know. They be doing some weird stuff. It's all lowercase, and I think it looks okay, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Well, it sounds good, but it doesn't look that good. Just this random assortment of letters. And all right, you're gonna go in C for now. All right, Prano. I kind of like Prano. I kind of like how it sounds. It's pretty clean. I like it enough. Yeah, I'll put it in B. All right, crying. So just the word crying doesn't sound that cool, but the letter Y as the vowel here, and it's just a pretty short word. It looks pretty cool. And it sounds kind of cool. It's not, you know, it's crying. It's not crying. It's crying. So, yeah, I kind of like it. We'll put it in B. No A tiers just yet, but rips. I dig this name. With the Z, I think it's better. I think it's cool to switch up from the just RIPS. I don't think would be really cool. I mean, he might not have performed in the major, but he's performing in my heart right now. I'll put him in the A tier. Okay. Aces. The name Aces in general is okay, but this is like super weird. It's got the capitalized Z at the end. It's got the double E. It might be a D tier. Aces. Yeah, I'm not big on it. You know, just if it's just Aces, and I guess there's what, an Australian player or some, or maybe he doesn't even play anymore. I don't know, but he used to be on what, Fnatic or is or whatever, named Aces. And is it just the exact same name except for one fewer E, and maybe it's not capitalized, whatever it is. I'm gonna go down there. All right, so now we have Hyper, who I mean basically is US, but you know, Wikipedia has him as Greece, so we'll roll with it. Hyper, I think it's just a nice, clean, cool name. It's got to go in A or B. I'm thinking it's not an S tier. I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. There might be a little trend in the A where it's just like sort of ineffably cool sounding kind of words. Rips, Hyper, sure, okay, but it's a nice clean name, and it's spelled like the normal word is spelled. It's nothing's changed up, but it's got you know, cool letters. There are, I think, decidedly cool letters and uncool letters, and these are pretty cool ones. Like G's, sorry Gig, once again, aren't that cool, but most of these letters are pretty cool. HYP, or maybe P is not that cool, but Y is cool. I think R is kind of, yeah, anyways, we'll continue on. Canadian. So this one's super bare bones, as you could see, the how close these two words are, and of course one is just directly derived from the other one, so it is inevitably so. But I think this name's actually pretty hard. You know, you're from Canada, and he's one of the few Canadian players, especially in T1, and it's him and like Fox A and are they the only Canadian players in T1 right now? They might be. There have been others in the past, like Brian and Quartz and whoever else. But yeah, I think I kind of like it a bit. It's not like amazing, but I think it might fly under the radar a little bit. We'll put it up there. Ethan. Sorry, Ethan. Yeah, it's just not a cool enough name. You just got to go into Fisho guy. Sorry, bro. That's just some fish sticks ass name. I don't dig it. I think maybe in some parallel universe, not too different from this one, I might kind of like that one, but maybe I'll come around on it. But I'm sorry, you're going right in D tier. God Legion? That name's crazy. I'm not big on the one instead of the I, but that's an insane name. You gotta go up in S tier. God Legion. That's savage. Digital. So this is one of the ones where they just took out letters and shortened it. And I think the word digital sounds pretty cool, but I think it looks kind of ugly spelled like this. So there is a little bit of a dichotomy there where, again, you know, sounds cool, looks bad. I think maybe D's and G's aren't that cool. Maybe L's aren't that great either, but T's are kind of cool. Digital. I'll put it in B for now. You know, maybe we'll adjust at the end. If this is heavily imbalanced, I might move a few up or down to even out the tiers a little bit. S tier, I imagine, will be the most sparse, and D tier might get filled up. We'll see, but I think I covered quite a few of the ones I'm not big on. All right, Jordan. It's an alright name to start with, and I think it looks kind of cool in this abbreviated style. I think it's kind of fine. I'm gonna put it in C. It's okay. Speakeasy. This is a pretty cool name. So we have one here, Lunar Metal, that they did not capitalize the first letter of the second word, and Speakeasy did. And on it, this might be an S tier, but I'm gonna put it in A tier just for now. But Lunar Metal, that name's crazy. That's going in S tier. That one goes so hard. All right. Again, probably I would like this a little bit better if the M was capitalized, but just the name, you know, regardless of the capitalization, is so sick, so it's got to go up there. Okay, always. This is just a word, but I think it's all right. I think it's kind of cool. I like it a little bit. I'm not sure why, but I kind of do. I can go up there. Dan. It's an okay one. It's kind of like Jordan, except for it's not abbreviated, except for I suppose it's like short for Daniel, but you know, Dan can just be a name as well. Scyther. This is the name of a Pokemon. Not sure if that's where he got it from. or if it's just like, you know, put an R on the end of Scythe. Maybe is Scyther, is it a real word? Because I mean scythe or however you want to say it is just a word if you just take off the R. I'm gonna put it in A for now. It might be a B tier, but I'm putting it in A. Joystick. All right, so here we have some weird capitalization, and I guess not really actually that weird because it's just the one C, but sometimes players will capitalize the last letter of the name, and stick, the S in stick could maybe be lowercase if they wanted. I'm not sure why he chose to have the C capitalized here, just some sort of stylistic choice. I think it's an alright name though. I kind of like it. We'll put in B. It's not bad. Shepherd. The random D at the end capitalized, I'm not huge on. This is like a whatever name. The normal spelling of the word SHEPHERD is like fine as well. But this it just like looks weird with the double P and the capitalized D at the end. And I'm gonna put it here. All right, so P4. This is like whatever. I don't dig it too much. We're just gonna throw you in a D tier. It's not that bad though. I do kind of have a thing for the really short names, but this battleship coordinate is, I guess, technically probably not a real battleship coordinate. That'd be quite the large grid. It'll go down there. Cactus. I do like the K replacing the C at the beginning of the word, and I guess at the third letter of the word as well. I think it makes it look a little bit cooler, but just cactus to start with. I'll put it in D. Or C rather. I don't think I want it in D. Maybe I do at the end, but it's fine. It sounds kind of cool. It looks a little bit ugly, but not that ugly. It's whatever. Shinka. I suppose you could have just one eye in this, but maybe there's a reason for it. Shaiko also does this with 2 eyes, and I think it looks pretty good in Shaiko, and I think it looks okay in Shinka. Maybe it looks a little bit weird, but this is just like a whatever name as well. But does it go in D tier or C tier? I like it a little bit. Shinka, it's kind of bright and flashy. Bibu. It's kind of cute, you know. It's whatever. It makes me giggle just a little bit. Maybe thinking about the guy, maybe thinking about the name. All right, so I'm unsure, you know, whenever Europeans say this, they say Bride, and I guess other people do as well. Some people just say Brid, and maybe that's just because they've never heard it spoken aloud. I'm not sure why it's pronounced Bride. Like, is it a French thing, or is it just people decided that's how to say it, or something like Bride, I guess, if you wanted to take the first part and then try to just say the letter that is capitalized at the end. It's... this is a hard one. It's definitely not a high tier one, but is it a D tier? Bride. I think when it doesn't look that good. When you say it Brid, it's like pretty whatever as well. I'll put it in D tier. I think Bride makes it sound a little bit cool, but look at that. That's it's so ugly. It's so ugly. All right, Alemge. And maybe this is another French thing. Some people just call him Elem, and I guess that's easy. It's just easy to cut off the last syllable when it's sort of unnecessary. And I guess you could just say Alems. Some people don't really pronounce the J, and then Alemge. You could say it like that if you're trying to be fancy, or maybe that, I don't know. I'm not French. I couldn't tell you if this is a French thing. I kind of like it a little bit though. A little bit. I'll put it in B. This might be overrating it. Rafal. I think it sounds kind of cool as well. I'm not huge on this capitalization, but it is at least consistent in that it is both every other letter and all of the consonants being capitalized and the vowels remaining lowercase. But it's just like a Rafal, how do you say it? I don't know. We'll put it in C, and hopefully I don't run out of space. I added the extra row below, so I would have space. It's it. You know, maybe it'll be fine. Renshiro. I think it sounds kind of cool. I think not having doubled letters at any point, and I guess at any point in the word except for there's 2 R's, but no back-to-back double letters or anything like that. I think I kind of like it. We'll put it up in B. It's not bad. Shaiko. Shaiko sounds kind of cool. Shaiko. Has the double I. I like it a little bit. You know, nice B tier, I guess. All right, so moving on to the South Korean players. So I'm unsure of how to actually say this because I've heard Sayel, but then a lot of the casters say Shael, and I don't know if it's like a British thing because I think I hear Ace and Dead say it more than anybody else. And then Maybe some of the other, maybe Fluke says it like that too. I don't know how like half says it. I can't think of it off the top of my head. And then I want to say when Blue was saying it, he was saying it with just an S, not an SH sound. So I mean, I don't know if it changes it that much. It's okay. You know, it's got a curious capitalization. Maybe I think leaving just the Y lowercase makes it look kind of cool. Maybe I like it this way better than just full capitalization. We'll put it in C tier. That's fine. Harper, also a name, and this is another occurrence of sort of like an American sort of name. I don't know if it's American originally or if it's from like some European country or whatever it is, but anyways, it is a name in America, but of course not with a 3, with an E. And I think it's a unisex name, right? It can be a man's name or a woman's name or whatever. And you know, I'm not big on the 3. I think it sounds cool as a tag though. I like it a bit. All right, nice B tier. Nova. That's pretty good. It's just clean. It sounds super cool. It's a cool, you know, the definition of the word is a cool kind of thing. Is it in S tier though, or is it in A tier? I think I'm gonna put it in S tier, but this one's tentative. Maybe go down to Envy Taylor. See, again, I don't know like where he gets the Envy from, and then Taylor is just an English name. Maybe I should say English rather than American. I don't think this dude's name is actually Taylor, considering he's from South Korea. So if it was just Taylor, it's like it's kind of whatever. Envy Taylor sound kind of cool though. All right, we'll put it in B. Running out of space. Static. I like this one. Clean, cool sounding. A tier. Nice. Rin. This is one of the only ones that's all capitalized. I guess KDS is all capitalized, but you say the letters for this one. You know, what would you call them? Kids or cods or whatever. It's KDS, the way you say it. But this one, you don't say RIN, you say Rin. And then Linda is all capitalized as well, and then like Hopes, yeah, but this has a number. And are those the only ones that are all capitalized? Yeah, I guess so. Rin, I think it just sounds kind of cool, kind of okay, kind of nice, but it's certainly not an A. It's like a B or a C probably. I'm putting it in C, but I can even put it over here because it won't go off the screen. Nice. Coated. It's fine. I would have liked to have the just capitalized C rather than this. I don't know if this is like meant to be a word or if it's just meant to be an assembly of letters to sound okay. It looks okay. If you just take out the co, it's just kind of Ted, which is not the most exciting of names. You know, I'll put it in C. Woogie Man though? All right, this name, that's a crazy name. That's an S tier name. This one goes insane. All right, nice. Yas. I'm not big on it, especially now. There's just in the past few days the whole what is it called, like yassify or yassification or whatever, and it just is already annoying, as are all trends on Twitter because people beat them to death instantaneously. Cat sang. So is it just like, you know, a cat sang, like in the past a cat sang a song? Or is it something else? Cat capitalized, sang lowercase. I think some people might really like it. Maybe I have no idea. But I'm not big on it really. I think it might go in D tier. It might be a C tier, but I'm putting it in D. All right, moving on. Levy, a Levi perhaps, but Levy. Anyways, I do kind of like it. Just it sounds alright. It has decent letters in it. Got a V and a Y. Alamau, assuming this is Alimau. I'm gonna go with Alamau for the proper way to say it or whatever. It's fine. It's one of the more unique names, I'd say. So, and it's just supposed to be like you're reading out LMAO, or what? Like I don't know what it's supposed to represent. Or is this like supposed to be some sort of Brazilian word? Or I know this dude's like has German blood. This dude's name is like Carl Zarth, and that's kind of a hard name. But Alamau. I don't know. I could go. I'm kind of leaning either way. I feel it could go anywhere from A to C, and so I'm just gonna put it in B. All right. Neskin. It's kind of a nice name. Kind of okay. Kind of kind of maybe a little bit more than okay. Neskin. 6 letters, which is a pretty good length. 2 syllables, easy to call out. Decent letters overall. Maybe like some mediocre ones, but no like bad, yeah, quote unquote bad letters. It doesn't seem like it deserves an A, but I feel like I'm gonna have to move some of these B's up to A. It's getting a bit clogged here. KDS. Kyle Daniel Sanderson. I don't know what this is supposed to stand for. Something, I suppose, maybe, or just the letters. It's like, it's fine. It's whatever. Not huge on it. Lagonis. I do like the sound of that one. I'm just gonna, I don't know if it belongs there. I'm gonna put it there. Maybe I'll move it out. Maybe, yeah, I might have to move some up. Hold up. All right. I'll do it in a little bit though. I'll do it at the end or before the end if I fill up one of the tiers. Probably B tier. Kino. It's spelled like Kino, right? Kino, but everyone says it Kino. So, yeah, I think that's for like every name. I kind of like it. Kino, and now we have Pino, and I would have preferred the capitalized P, and I don't know. I'll just put it down here. I'm not big on it. Muzi, I like it a bit, not a lot, but a bit. We'll put it in C tier. Julio. This is just dude's name, and it's it's fine. It's an okay name. It's not an exciting one. Put it in C tier. Psycho. I think maybe this is the kind of name that's just a bit over the top. It's just meant to be a cool sounding word. It's got the silent P, whatever. What is the term for a silent letter? What's the scientific name? I don't remember. It's got a Y in there. It's got the CH, but not making this normal CH sound. It's got nice letters. I think I'll put it in A. Maybe it tries a bit too hard, but I think in terms of, I think because of the fact that not that many of these are super try hard sounding names, and maybe I'll be getting to some more over here, that I'll put it in A. All right, moving on to this other column for Brazil. Kamikaze is, well, if Psycho is over the top, maybe this one is as well. But, you know, it's pretty sick. It's got the K's, it's got a Z, you know, it sounds cool, and it's on theme. I think there's a few of the Brazilian teams that name-wise even have like a little bit of a theme going with some of their players. Like Nip has Psycho and Kamikaze, and then maybe it's just a theme with the two of them. But then like Furia has, what is it, like Miracle, Fantasy, and Rare. That all, you know, it's sort of, it's the same sort of similar vibe. And Rare, I do like as a name. I think pretty rarely a 4 replacing an A works out that well, and I don't think it is in any of these names. Maybe R4, RE. I like it a bit, and maybe a bit more than I should. I think just the name Rare just sounds cool. Fantasy. So I think at like SI, maybe it was SI, or maybe it was Mexico Major, maybe it was both. One or more of the casters were saying, I think it was at SI, and I want to say it was like Blue, was saying fancy instead of fantasy. And yeah, just looking at it, if you've never heard this said, like you might think this just says fancy, right? It makes sense. That's just that's adding fewer letters to it. You just need to add the one A, like FANTZY, and you sort of got the word fancy. Of course, that's not the real word. You know, you need a C instead of a TZ, but you know, gamers be doing that sort of thing. But just the name Fantasy is, it's a sick name in general, even if it's got the weird spelling going on and it's maybe a little bit unclear. I think maybe there's a different version of this that deserves an S tier, but I think in this particular spelling, I'm going to have it up in A. Miracle, also a pretty sick name. I think all three of these 3 theme names that they have from Furia, I think I'm putting in A. Lenda is, I don't know, not too big on it. All capitalized, and maybe if there was only the L capitalized, just the normal capitalization. I think it's pretty rare for non-normal capitalization to look better than normal capitalization. I think maybe in some certain lengths of words, full lowercase is okay. Like cameraman's okay, except it has the 4, which I'm not huge on. But if this was just all lowercase, letter spelled normally. I think it'd be better anyways. Highs. And that's almost on the same theme as the Fury thing, but not quite. Highs. B or C? What do you guys think? Let me know. Oh, you think C? Oh, you think B? Oh, curious. Which one do I put it in then? Highs. It's whatever. It's a whatever kind of name. Souls. Now, this one, a Z replacing an S, a lowercase first letter, and a random number at the end. Were these guys like in some clan together or something? Like, why do they both have the 1 on there? This is like a Brazilian thing. And because I feel like there's even more players that have this from Brazil. Of course, not on this list because they weren't at the major, but maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's so gaudy on just 2 players that I imagine it's on other players. If it was just like Souls, capital S, and take off the 1, you even keep the Z. I think the Z works out well. The Z instead of S usually I like quite a bit. And yeah, if it was like that, I think it might even be just an S tier. But with like this, it might. I hate to put it in B. Souls. It sounds too cool. Gotta keep it in A. Souls 1 sounds super dumb. Cyber. All right, this is super clean. And I think dude's full name is like Cyberzera or whatever. And it's unclear if that makes it better or worse. I don't think it makes it that much better or that much worse, whichever one it does. But I think it's just a very cool sounding clean name. I'll put it up there. Bullet it's fine. It's got a 1 at the end, but besides that, it's a normal word. And I'll put it in B. Cameraman, I think this is a really sick name. And like I was saying before with the capitalization, if it was just all lowercase, it'd be fine. The 4 detracts a little bit, but I don't think enough. I think I want it in S tier. I really like this name. I'm just big on it. Astro is, it's similar to like Cyber and Nova in that it's just a medium-ish length word, 4, 5, 6 letters, and it's just all spelled normally, normal capitalization, nothing fancy. It's just a cool sounding word. And yeah, maybe I'll put it in S. Maybe this one goes in A in a little bit, but for now it's gonna go up there. All right, Skies, that's also a sick name. This is another S tier. Hot and Cold. Man, I've heard this name so many times over the last several months. And, because he was incredible in NAL and then less so at the majors for one reason or other. And, it's a fine name and it gets memed a lot. And I remember Yeti was talking about how he used to, when he was back on DZ and he wouldn't put up incredible stats, and partially because he was on like support stuff, but they would call him like dog and meat, and a lot of people like to call him ice and cold or whatever if he's doing really bad, or hot and hotter or whatever. Like there's a lot of ways you can just meme on this name, but I think just providing that template for that sort of thing, maybe it's a detractor, but I think it's maybe a small plus. I'll just put it in B. Maybe it's an A tier name. Maybe it's a C tier name. All right, Fultz. This is just dude's last name, but it's a good sounding one. It's got a Z. It's got F's okay. It's got okay. It's got a U as the only vowel. Not bad. Single syllable, but it's got a lot of sounds. Fultz. I guess you can sort of just meld the end of that all into one. Or the T and the Z at least. But I like it. I like it all right. We'll put it here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust some of these. I'm running out of space. Bosco, also, his last name is Dylan Bosco. And this is another okay one. Maybe I like Fultz a little bit better, but it's pretty close on there. Rampy, I'm not positive if it's meant to be short for Rampage. I used to play another game in the past where a dude had Rampage in his name and people would call him Rampy for short, and I guess it's not really even that much short. It's fewer letters, but it's just 2 syllables, just the same, right? Rampy. I'm gonna maybe I don't know, I'm gonna put it in C. I'll put it in C. Kansan is whatever. I think, and Sonics have like some scary sounding names, right? Super doesn't sound especially scary, neither does Yeti, but Grixer, Rexen, and Kansan, kind of, they're just scary sounding names. And I guess it's mostly Grixer and Rexen with the X's, I suppose. and Grixer especially. That name's crazy with the YXR, savage. Yeah, sadly we might have to put this in D tier. I gotta fill out D tier a little bit more, and I think maybe it's close. It's a C or a D, but I'll put it down there. Rexen, B tier, A tier maybe. I think this sounds pretty good. Of course, it's you know, the base is just Rex, like, you know, as in Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then maybe this has some significance in the way that it's put together, the way it's constructed. I think it might be an A. It's just a cool sounding name. Yeti. It's probably a D tier. I think it's fine. I'll put it over here even because it'll fit. And Grixer, A tier or S tier? That's a spooky sounding name. That's the scariest sounding name in the game. When you hear a dude named Grixer, that's insane. I'll put it up in S, and maybe I'll have to move it over to A. But super, so it's the full lowercase and cut out the E. And I think probably this version looks better than just capital S with an E in, and probably even better than just full lowercase with the E. I think cutting out the E from this, I think it improves it. I'll put it in B. I think it's all right. Hopes, yeah, this is just like so ugly. So all capitals, but then a 3 in there and a Z. I think maybe the Z at the end of a word instead of an S is the worst use of it. Like when it's not at the end, like in fantasy, for example, it's much better. And then what? I guess who else has a Z on here? Well, there must have been some other one with a Z at the end, right? Aces, I guess, is also pretty low here. Partially based on that. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, but it's got it here, right? Oh, like souls, yeah. I think that one works out well, and I think because it might look a little bit worse if the S was at the beginning and the end, perhaps, but hopes, yeah, sorry guy, you're going right down here in D. Yaga, it's just a dumb, goofy name, sorry. Like Yog, the Yog dog, they call him many names, but Yaga, I cannot take that name seriously. Vertical, cool name. And of course, this is cutting out an I and an A, and it's making the L at the end of the word capitalized. This might be the best version of it. Hold up, I gotta see this. Vertical, like that. Is that better? That might be better, but it might not be better. I think it's unclear. I'd have to, you know, maybe it would grow on me, because I keep glancing back and forth. Which one do you guys like better? Do you like it with the normal? Because I think just the L, just this little line jutting away from the word at the end, it like distracts a little bit. I'm not sure, but maybe it just keeps. I don't know. Yeah, I'll put it in A tier though. Laxing. So this one has a couple of capitalized letters in the middle and then one at the end as well. It's got a little bit of it's got symmetry to it though. The cut it in half, and then of course capital, lowercase capital, capital, lowercase capital, whatever. It's the second letter and the second to last letter lowercase, so it's got some symmetry going on. It's fine. I don't think it's a D tier, but it's just like whatever. Laxing. It sounds a little bit cool, but is that is a real word to when somebody is laxing, like as in they are, you know, slacking or relaxing or whatever? I'm unsure if it's an actual real word. Panbazoo. I don't know if it's quite a D tier. It's kind of goofy. It just, you know, it sounds like panda zoo. Like you know, you go to the zoo, you see a panda or whatever. But I think it's bouncy and charming enough that I don't think I can put it in a D tier. Maybe. Oh, it might even be a B tier. I'll put it in C here, and I might bring it up. Eclipse. This one's weird. A 9 instead of an I. I don't know for what reason. I've heard Super say, talking about him, and say he called him like Eklu or something like that. I don't know why he was saying it like that. Or Ekel. He was abbreviating it, but I guess there's no like good way to abbreviate it, right? Equal. Ekel, Eklu. Yeah, there's no way to abbreviate it. You just have to say Eclipse. But still, is it a good name or a bad name? It's the word on its own is cool. It's just another one of those just cool normal word from the English language. And in this case, a number is replacing it though, so it's less clean than like Nova or Cyber or Astro. But I like the 9. Just hold up. Let me look at this one. Eclipse. It's just not. It's a cool sounding word, but it's such an ugly word. Like maybe with the 9, it looks better even. Yeah, I'll put it. Oh, I don't know why I skipped NJR actually. Whoops. Go back to it. All right, I'll put it up in A tier. And okay, NJR. So all lowercase letters. Is this better than where's KDS? KDS. Would this look better like this? NJR. Well, maybe. I think I like it a little bit for the fact that the J kind of goes below. If it was just like, you know, NIR, right? If there was nothing fancy, I guess even the I juts up above. And I do like the fact that, yeah, the J goes above and below. But then if you make it just all lowercase, it's all just on the same, all on the same axes, all on the same parallel line, the bottom and the top of the letters. But it's whatever. It's just an abbreviation. It's just his name, Nick, whatever his middle name is, Rapier, or however you say his last name. It's fine. It's okay. Whenever Stokes is casting him, sometimes when he's casting him, he'll say NGR, and well, that's not what you want to be, right? Not what you want to be called. And okay, so are these tiers? I mean, I guess you got a little bit of a bell curve going. The S is the most sparse tier, followed by the D tier, and then C, and then A, and then B. So it makes sense. There's the most in the middle, and fewest at the outside. Does anyone deserve to be demoted out of S tier? I don't think so. I think maybe the least deserving here are like Grixer, Skies, Astro, Cyber. And out of that, yeah, maybe Grixer, but I dig that name. Ones that could potentially maybe be moved up to S. I think all 3 of these maybe. I think Static could. Lugonis could probably go down to B potentially. Rare could also go down to B. Fantasy Miracle Souls, I think maybe have a little bit of mobility. These 3 also could possibly go to S, depending on how he's feeling on the day. I think these are good to stay here. Digital, do I want to move up Digital? I think I will. It's just, I think it sounds cool enough, and I guess I'm just gonna take the last one from here and put it right there. Okay, and this still maintains the B tier being the biggest, and then the other 2, so that's fine. Hot and Cold, Bullet, Highs, Kino. Kino, I think could go down. I think I will take Kino down actually, and I think I wanna bring up at least one though. Which one? Who is I'm out? Maybe Lack or I'll bring up Pambazoo. That name, the first time I ever heard that name, I thought it was so goofy, and I do think it is still pretty goofy, but I like it. I kind of like it. And oh man, you must be so sick of me saying that. That's insane. I just like, what's another phrase I could have been saying this whole time? I mean, besides just replacing like, right? You could say like dig. I dig it, or I enjoy it, or I'm passionate about it, you know, some other more exclamative word, I suppose. And I think maybe worthy could go up. And yeah, maybe there's a few more, even like Ryze, Jordan, etc. So, okay. Perhaps you've never considered this before. Maybe like subconsciously you've heard these names and you kind of liked them, you didn't like them. Maybe that helped you pick like what teams that you liked or something. But if you have any strong opinions on the names, if you think I'm crazy for putting any of these in any particular tier, let me know. And again, these of course aren't ordered. I was just throwing them up there in whatever order. I think the sickest names, the absolute best names, are probably, the best name's gotta be like God Legion. That name's insane. But then I really like Lunar Metal and maybe Woogie Man and Cameraman. I think they just have that little bit of extra sauce that puts them above the really clean names of like Nova, Cyber, Astro, Skies. Even though these are just like quite good names, but these are, as you can see, they're just like longer names, and they're it's not because they're long necessarily, but because they are long, they are allowed to have that just a little bit of extra sauce in there. That makes me love them that bit more. So, okay. I guess that's it for this video, and I will catch you in the next one.